All right, welcome back for example 4. So for in this problem, we're going to be using 2 points to find the intercept. So what we have to do is we have to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept, okay? So to do that, we are going to write an equation in slope-intercept form, right? And remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. It tells you 2 things. What are they? Yes, the slope and the y-intercept, okay, for the line through these 2 points. So we're going to have these 2 points. We're going to end up writing it in slope-intercept form, and we're really going to try at the end of the day to find the x and the y-intercepts. Woo! Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to do this, to put it into slope-intercept form, giving 2 points, do we have the slope? No. Do we have the y-intercept? No. But can we figure it out? And the answer is yes, we can, using the slope formula, right? So m equals y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. This is my x1, this is my y1, this is my x2, this is my y2. All right, then we just substitute the values in. So my y2 is negative 2 minus my y1, which is negative 3. All over my x2, which is 5, minus my x1, which is 10, right? So that's my y2 minus, I'm just double checking, y3 all over x2 minus x1. All right, now we simplify. Those 2 negatives become a positive. Negative 2 plus 3 is just 1. 5 take away 10, negative 5. So that tells us that our slope is equal to negative 1/5. All right, so we need to write this in slope-intercept form. We have the slope, but do we have the y-intercept? No, we don't. But we do have a slope and a point. So what can we do? We can use the point-slope form. If you said that, you are a genius. Okay, let's go ahead and write down the point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals m multiplied by the quantity x minus x1, right? Okay, let's substitute in our values. We have our slope here, and we have our x1 and our y1 here. It really doesn't matter if you use this one or this one, but since this one is already labeled x1, y1, let's just go ahead and use that one. So we have y minus the y1 is negative 3 equals the slope is negative 1/5. X minus my x1 is 10. All right. Okay, a lot of simplification here. I have to, these 2 negatives become positive, so it's y plus 3 equals, and then we can what can we do? We can distribute this negative 1/5 to both items. Negative 1/5 times x is negative 1/5 x. Negative 1/5 times a negative 10, and negative times a negative is a positive. And 1/5 times 10, 1/5 times 10, make it 10 over 1. We look to cross cancel, common factor of 5. 5 goes into 5 one time, 5 goes into 10 2 times. So really 1/5 times 10 is just 2. Okay. Now we want to put this into slope-intercept form, right? So we want to get y by itself. So we need to subtract 3 to both sides. And we end up with y equals negative 1/5 x, and 2 minus 3 is, what is it? Negative 1. Perfect. We have slope-intercept form here. But what are we trying to do? We're trying to find the intercepts. So that means we need to figure out what the x-intercept is and the y-intercept. So we have equation. It's a great equation. But what do we always know about the x-intercept? We know y is equal to 0. So we are going to write down this original equation. Y equals negative 1/5 x minus 1. Then we're going to substitute 0 in for y and then solve for x to figure out what that x-intercept is. Okay, we can do that, no problem. So we're going to get x by itself. So first I'm going to add 1 to both sides. I end up with 1 equals negative 1/5 x. And then to get x by itself, what do I have to do? Yes, you guessed it, I have to multiply by the reciprocal, which would be negative 5 over 1, or just negative 5, right? All of that cancels out. I'm left with x, and negative 5 times 1 is just negative 5. So my x-intercept ends up being, what is my x-intercept? Negative 5, which is the point, negative 5, 0. Perfect, perfect. And what is my y-intercept? Well, I know that this is in slope-intercept form, so my y-intercept is -1. So my y-intercept is equal to -1, and that is the point 0, -1. So there is the x-intercept and the y-intercept, and I was able to figure all of that out just given 2 points. All right? So now it is your turn to do the same thing and check it out, example 4. So you're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line through 2 points. And then what this is missing is that, you write this in, and then find the intercepts. Okay, so just add that. That's supposed to be there, and it's not. Okay. So let's go ahead. Where's my friend? My friend the pause dragon's coming and reminding you to pause your device. Go ahead and work out this problem. Find those intercepts. When you get done, press play and we'll talk about it. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, let's see how you did. Okay, so we need to write the equation in slope-intercept form first, right? That is equal to y equals mx plus b, right? So we need the slope and the y-intercept. We don't have either, we just have 2 points. So what can we do? Yes, we can find the slope. So we're gonna find the slope using the slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Define my variables, x1, y1, x2, y2. Substitute all the values in. So y2 is -3 minus y1 is 15. All over x2 is -4 minus x1, which is 2. All right, so we have -3 minus 15, which is -18. Yes, yes. And then -4 minus 2 is -6. And then we just simplify it. A negative and a negative is a positive. 18 divided by 6 is 3. So we have our answer. M equals 3. That's what the slope is. But we need slope-intercept form. We have the slope, awesome, but we don't have the y-intercept. So, but what do we have? We have a slope and a point. So what can you use when you have a point and a slope? You can use point-slope form. All right, so let's do it. Okay, so y minus y1 equals m multiplied by the quantity x minus x1. My slope is 3. Here's my x1 and y1. Let's just use that. So y minus y1 is 15 equals my slope 3 multiplied by x minus x1, which is 2. Okay, okay. So then we're just going to put this into slope-intercept form by solving for y. But first we have to simplify using the distributive property. Y minus 15 equals 3 times x is 3x. 3 times -2 is -6. And then we just need to get y by itself and add 15 to both sides. All right. We end up with y equals 3x, and then -6 plus 15, what is that? +9. And there is our equation in slope-intercept form, which is great, right? So now we need to take that information and then take it up here, because what do we have to do? We have to find the intercepts, right? So first we got to find the x-intercept, and what do we always know about the x-intercept? We know that y is equal to 0, right? So we're going to take this equation, y equals 3x plus 9, and then we're going to substitute 0 in for it. 0 equals 3x plus 9, and then solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 9 to both sides. -9 equals 3x. I've got to get x by itself, so we're going to divide both sides by 3. We end up with -3 equals x, or x equals -3, which means that our x-intercept is equal to -3, which means we have the point -3, 0, because y is always equal to 0. And then what's our y-intercept? Well, this is in slope-intercept form, so our slope is 3 and our y-intercept is 9. So super nice, our y-intercept is equal to 9, which means that the point is 0, 9. So that's how you find the x-intercept and the y-intercept just from 2 points. So if you got that right, yo, you did a wonderful job, and we'll see you in a little bit for example 5.